Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another 2023 favorites video, but today's video will be looking at my favorite books of the year because I honestly crocheted as much as I read, and so why not talk about my favorite books on here as well. And so overall I read 23 books because I wanted to do 23 for 23. At the start of the year I was very skeptical about meeting this goal simply because I was in school at the still when I set the goal, but then once I graduated in the summer, I had a lot more time on my hands to read, and in the end, I met my goal, so woohoo! So out of the 23 books that I read this year, I found 8 of them to be my absolute favorite, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So to start things off, I have my laptop here to guide me in all the books and the different things I'm going to be talking about it with it, because if I'm being completely honest, I don't remember a lot of what I've read. Like, it's all a blur to me, and I had to sort of read the book descriptions for each one to sort of jog my memory, which is why in the coming year I'm hopefully going to start a reading journal, so that way if I were to do a video like this again, I'm not, you know, memoryless. So let's get started. First up, we have my first book called All About Love, New Visions by Bell Hooks. This was a Christmas gift last year, and it had been on my TBR for not too long, but the book description and what people were saying about it online really compelled me to want to read it. And so when I got the book, I was so excited, and I even started reading it Christmas Day because it was just a book that I really was looking forward to consume. And this book has gems on gems on gems. It talks about this concept of love, parental love, platonic love, romantic love, and how as human beings, we are not meant to go through this world alone, and it's very important we have a solid support system based on love, based on a right idea of love, so a love that's unconditional, that extends beyond everything. And I like that this book was the very first book I technically read at the start of this year because it really just set the stage for all of the experiences and lessons that I endured throughout 2023. All right, the next book on my list, we have Dear Haiti, Love Alaine by Maika Moulite and Maritza Moulite. And this is also a book I received for Christmas in 2022. It's been on my TBR for quite some time, but it wasn't a book that I had explicitly put on my wish list, so when I unwrapped it, I was very surprised to see it. I was very appreciative of the Haitian representation that was included all throughout this book, as my family is from Haiti. I am Haitian American. The protagonist in this book is also Haitian American, and so just seeing her interact with the Haitian culture really just meant a lot to me, and I was able to learn a bit more about my culture in a more, I guess, less history textbooky way. Like, it was very engaging. There are some little bits about the Haitian Revolution, particularly prominent women who helped out with the Haitian Revolution that I personally didn't know about, so it was nice to see that in this book. And so up next we have my last physical book from this year called I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki, or in Korean, Jugo Shipjiman Tteokbokki는 Moko Shippo by Baek Sehee. And so I discovered this book after Arm of BTS had read it, and as an ARMY, I try to see what it is that the members like, and so as a reader, I frequently look to see what books has BTS read and try to add them into my TBR if I find that'd be interesting as well. I've actually read quite a few books recommended by BTS. I'm wondering if I should do a video on that eventually, because I've read a lot more than I think I have. But anywho, this is technically also a Christmas 2022 gift. However, I bought this for myself because, you know, given the title, I just didn't want to ring bells within my family. But I really appreciated this book. I appreciated seeing the author pour the most vulnerable parts of herself onto this book that's been read by so many people. And it was just encouraging to see the author just be honest with herself and that she needed help and do all that she needed to get herself to a point where she could better manage life with the obstacles that she was dealing with. Okay, so the 5 remaining books on this list were either read on this here Kindle or on audio or back when I was still reading on my iPad. So I'm gonna have to look at the computer a bit more here because I don't remember. I mean, I remember, but I also don't remember. Okay, and I'll try to put a picture somewhere maybe here, of the book covers, seeing how I don't have physical copies of these anymore. So number 4 is, by the way, I didn't rank any of these books, I just put them all into a list. So number 4, in this case, really doesn't mean anything. So for book number 4, we have You Exist Too Much by Zaina Arafat. I had discovered the book on TikTok and was particularly drawn to its title because I am a too much person, and I wanted to see, I just knew I'd be able to relate to it because of the title, and I was like, yep, I'm too much. Title says too much. We're gonna vibe. The story really captivated my attention despite the time that I was reading it. I had read in my final semester of undergrad, aka busy time, lots of paper writing, lots of decisions to make, preparations, but the book caught my attention that none of my responsibilities at that time really mattered to me. I just wanted to finish that book. And so I remember being cooped up in my dorm room, just zooming through the pages on my iPad. And overall, the protagonist's quest to exist as her truest self, despite everything that may have told her otherwise, whether it be people or things or societal constructs, was just very encouraging and inspires me to do the same for myself in my own life. Book number 5, we have Crying at H Mart by Michelle Zauner. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I don't know if there's any other book that I've read that's made me cry as much as that one did. The way Michelle talks about her grief, her identity, her sense of belonging, longing for belonging, really just wow. And especially because I read it in an audiobook, I felt like I was even more able to connect with the feelings that she was expressing, because I feel like when it's on paper, like you can have that same impact maybe, but I feel like I'm more moved when I'm seeing and hearing something. Crying in H Mart, what a book. Up next, we have All the Yellow Suns by Malavika Kannan. I really love this book. Dare I say it was my book of the summer. The book description really just drew me in. It deals with art, activism, identity, belonging, friendship. It's very much a coming-of-age story, and I love a good coming-of-age story. And the narrator picked for the audiobook was phenomenal. And I actually am Instagram mutuals with the author, and so I made sure to DM Malavika personally to tell her how I felt, give her flowers, because it was such a good book. And I don't know, just listening to it, I felt like I could imagine the book happening as a movie in real time. And this is another book that I really zoomed through because I was just really trying to see what happens next. And I think I read it in 2 days. Great job, Malavika. The second to last book on my list is Twice a Quinceañara by Yamile, Saied, Mendez. And I had discovered this book during Latina Heritage Month when I was really wanting to pay homage to the culture by reading more Latina authors. And so I was really able to connect with this protagonist on so many levels. She had got out of a engagement with somebody that she was with practically forever. She was working as a lawyer. She had ideally the perfect life. And then one day it all just sort of fell apart right before her 30th birthday. And so in those weeks leading up to her birthday, she was trying to figure out how to celebrate another year of life despite everything that was happening to her at the time. And so the book overall just reminded me to leave what no longer serves me, to always put myself first. And it was a great book. And so the last book on my list is Bitter Medicine by Mia Tsai. This book is different from all the other books that I've read in that it dealt with magic and fairies and all sorts of other mystical creatures. And I'm more of a contemporary fiction, coming of age, what's the word? Bildungsroman? I think that's the word. But despite the difference in genre and plot line, I very much enjoyed it. And I especially like the chemistry, romance build up between the two protagonists, because originally it's sort of just like a business relationship, nothing involved. But then as the book gets deeper and deeper and deeper, they realize their feelings for one another. And, and the author just did a really good job at not only writing about their progression as becoming a couple, but also their progression as becoming their own individuals, because, the individual is just as important as the overall relationship, because how you are as the individual affects how the relationship is. And I really enjoyed this book. All right, everyone, those were the 8 books that were my favorite out of the 23 that I read in 2023. I am glad to be reading again. I grew up as a reader, fell off of reading for a bunch of years. And, now that I'm out of school, I can read for fun again, because I did so much reading for school that reading for fun just felt like a chore, if I'm being completely honest with you. And so I'm glad to be back in my reading bag. Here's some more books in 2024. I'm actually reading a book right now, technically on December 30th, but I'm going to count that as a 2024 book because why not? I mean, technically that's what I did for All About Love as well, because I finished it in January despite having started it on Christmas 2022. So it all works out. Let me know in the comments if y'all have any favorite books from this year that you think I should take a look at. And yeah, Happy New Year, and see you all eventually, because I have no idea when this is going up. Maybe it'll go up by the 31st, but we'll see. Bye.